Jerusalem top Iran experts in United States and Israel warn President Biden that his administration's strategy to de-escalate and contain tensions targeting the Islamic Republic of Iran, world's worst sponsor of terrorism, has failed to restore America's deterrent against terrorism. He warns that he must fear of the regime obtaining nuclear devices is increasing in Tehran. Alarming reports have been emerging since last month that Iran is acquiring nuclear weapons surprisingly quickly. In December, reported a confidential IAEA report member states that the agency had increased production of highly enriched uranium, reversing an earlier decline in production from mid-2023. Also noted report that Iran has enriched up to 60 at its pilot fuel enrichment plant and Fordow fuel enrichment plant at sprawling Natanz complex, roughly close 90, which is weapons grade. FFEP was dug into a mountain. It's time for President Biden to follow Gipper and use the Reagan doctrine against Iran. How fast can Iran build a nuclear weapon today? In an article published earlier this month by David Albright, physicist, founder and president of Institute for Science International Security, the report said the long pole in nuclear weapons building tent is essentially complete. Iran can rapidly produce sufficient weapons-grade uranium to produce large numbers of nuclear weapons. The gun was something he couldn't do in 2003. Albright said Iran had a stunning nuclear weapons program until 2003, when it evolved into a more dispersed nuclear weapons effort. Albright, a former UN weapons inspector in Iraq, wrote in his report today, he would need just a week to produce enough weapons for his first nuclear weapon. He could get enough weapons-grade uranium for 6 weapons in a month, and 5 months to produce weapons-grade uranium. After producing it, it can obtain enough uranium for 12. There are various ways to achieve this goal. The tools are there and all options are on the table. As the secretary said, we always prefer diplomacy to achieve this goal. But given Iran's nuclear escalation and failure to cooperate with the IAEA International Atomic Energy Agency, unfortunately we're a long way from something like that right now. Iran advanced its nuclear program anyway. And Iran pocketed its nuclear program. We generated extra revenue from oil sales to increase funding for terrorist proxies. We have had 0 wins on Iran dossier in the last 3 years, but have seen their power bounce back from their weakened state during maximum pressure policy. WHO or the Houthi rebels. WHO attacked commercial ships in the Middle East. Besides nuclear fears, critics also worry that Iran's proxies will disrupt the world economy. Experts argue that lack of a counterstrike against the regime has increased dangers to international navigation on vital Red Sea passage connecting Israel's port of Eilat and Egypt's Suez Canal. On Friday and Saturday, USA and UK carried